Good morning, DSC, and welcome back to another lesson in grade 12 entrepreneurship. This is our first lesson in Unit 3, which is the laws, rules, of e-commerce. So we're going to be learning just some of the laws and rules that apply to e-commerce and their business ideas. First things first, please watch this video in its entirety. It'll be very beneficial. For news of the day, we just have a short 4-minute video that explains some of the laws related to e-commerce. Now, you're not going to learn every law. Business law is volumes and volumes of material. For example, we don't know every criminal code law. The Canadian Criminal Code is a massive text that lists all the individual laws that apply to people. So we're not going to learn all the laws. It would take an entire course in business law to teach you those. So we're just going to learn some of them, the most important ones, and how they apply to your business ideas. We have today's textbook reading, which can be found right here. So first section is just, we have vocabulary. And then there are different laws at the national, international, provincial, and local level. The local laws are called municipal laws. So different cities have different laws. Then we learn about the business laws for various aspects, so please read those about employment, advertising, privacy, importing and exporting. Very important is business registration. So why should business be registered? And there are various ways to register. One of them is through Service Ontario. So just read today's text in its entirety. For example, the Canadian Code for Practice for Consumer Protection and Electronic Commerce. That is just one section of business law as it relates to e-commerce. Intellectual property rules. So how do you protect your intellectual property? Those are things like patents, copyrights, and trademarks. And we'll learn about those in today's lesson. We also have a section on taxes. So if you are a business, you have to pay an income tax to the provincial and federal government. Just like when you have a job, you have to file your taxes. And if you're under a certain amount, you get actually a tax return. The government gives you money back. But if you're, say, making millions of dollars, then you'll need to owe money to the government. If you have employees, you need to take a payroll tax to pay for their pension and employment insurance. If you make over $30,000, you need to charge a sales tax called, in Ontario, it's called the HST. It's 13%. So you have to charge your customers 13% more if you make over $30,000 in a year. And if you own a building or land, you have to pay property tax on that. If you own a house, you have to pay property tax, even if you aren't a business. And then we have insurance. So why might you want or need insurance? For example, if your business idea requires a vehicle, then you will need vehicle insurance, which is required by law. You can't drive a vehicle without it. So today's reading is a bit lengthy, but I've offset that by not having to do a lot of writing for today. So the questions are here. Why should businesses follow various laws at the international, federal, that's national, provincial, and municipal? So why is it important for businesses to follow laws? Same reason why it's important for every one of us to follow laws, so we don't suffer any consequences, which could be fines, jail time, and most importantly, a business that follows the law is more likely to be seen as having a good reputation. And when you have a good reputation, people are willing to spend money at your business. So in Unit 2, we learned how to register a business name and its costs. There are many places that offer this service and their costs vary greatly. But why is it important for a business to register its name? You can find information about this right here. The Canadian Code for Practice for Consumer Protection in Electronic Commerce, it outlines 8 principles. I want you to read the 8 principles, but just select 3 that you think applies to your business the best. So the principles are here, right here, all 8. Pick 3 that you think apply to your business the best, and you write the principles here in this column. And then for each principle, just describe how it relates to your business idea. For example, if I'm doing snow shoveling or lawn care, I want to definitely do security of payment and personal information. So I put that here. And just describe how it relates to your business. So my website will allow for online payments, and I therefore need to keep my customers' information private and secure. And that's a principle that can apply to anyone doing business online. Like if you have an online store, you want to keep these things secure and private. Very important. So just pick 3 principles and just describe how they're related to your business idea. Why is it important for businesses to protect their intellectual property, like logos, names, artworks, even designs? Like if you're an inventor, why do you want to protect that invention? Short answer is that you want to prevent other people from stealing your hard work and your ideas and making money off of it. If you have, say, your patents, trademarks, and copyrights, you can protect people from stealing your ideas, because if they do steal your ideas, you can issue what's called a cease and desist letter, meaning stop immediately. And if they refuse to stop, then you can sue them for damages. But if you don't have intellectual property copyrighted and trademarked, people can freely steal your ideas. They can steal your artwork, they can steal your logo, your name, your designs, but unless those are patented and copywritten. All right, so how do you get your intellectual property, which are logos, names, things like that? How do you protect them? Well, you go to the Canadian Intellectual Property Office, their website here, and you can apply for, if you have an invention, you can get a patent. If you want to trademark a name or a logo, you can do that. If you want to copyright your artwork, you can do that here. For example, like if you wanted to patent an invention, it costs right now $408 just to apply. There are maintenance fees, examination fees, final fees, reinstatement fees. It's very expensive to patent an invention, but the cost is worth it if you have $1 million idea that you want to protect. All right, so for the purpose, so if you're wondering, all right, Brandon, what are all these intellectual properties? The 3 that I want you to worry about are right here. So for this question, I want you to tell me what a copyright is, a patent, or a trademark. And you can find the information by clicking on the link, scrolling down, and the information is highlighted here. Now, so say you want to trademark a business name so that no other business can take it. It is yours. How much would the application for the registration of a trademark cost this year? What we're going to do is we're going to click on this website and then click on the application for the registration of a trademark. Scroll down, application for the registration of a trademark, click that. And then say we're just registering one business name in 2021. So just to start the application to protect your business name is $336. And that's all I want you to write in this question right here. 336. That's it. All right, next question is about taxes. So you can find information about taxes in the reading here, but why should businesses and people pay tax? Why are taxes collected? What are they used for? And you can find information right here. So businesses have to pay an income tax, just like we pay income tax as individuals who have jobs. Businesses have to do that. So click on this income tax calculator to how much. So imagine that you're a business and you're making $1.25 billion in income in 2019. Let's find out how much we owe the provincial and federal government. So we have our income here, 1.25 million, our province, because tax rates among provinces vary. We're not manufacturing, we don't have a small business deduction, but we can see here, we're paying at $187,500 in federal tax and this amount in provincial tax. So in total, 26.5% of what we earn as a business went to paying taxes. So we paid over $300,000 in tax, and the remainder is money that the business just earns. It's not profit because we have to calculate losses first, but it is income after taxes, what it's called. And there's a pie chart here showing where that money, that $1.25 million goes. So most is income after taxes, but pretty big percentages go to the federal and provincial government. What I'd like you to do here is tell me how much went to the provincial government, how much went to the federal government, and what was the income after tax. And the information can be found right here. This is our income after tax, provincial tax amount, and federal tax amount. Now, if you went to a different province, tax rates can vary. Wow. So Newfoundland and Labrador, they're paying 30% in tax, which is much higher than Ontario's 26.5%. So for tax purposes, it is cheaper to do business in Ontario than it is to do it in Newfoundland. The next two questions are about insurance. Why would business want to purchase insurance policies? And you can find information about insurance in today's reading right here. Basically, it's a payment if something happens like an accident, there's a fire or a robbery. It provides business with money in the case of bad things happening. And there are all types of insurance that you can buy from all sorts of companies. There's no shortage of people selling insurance. But one type of insurance that you can buy is called business liability insurance. So what does business liability insurance protect against? We have a description of what it is. This is just one company selling insurance. There's no shortage of companies that sell it. But this is what business liability insurance from this company protects against: bodily injury, property damage, and personal injury. So if someone gets hurt at the workplace, like an employee, a visitor, or a customer, or the public, you are protected. And then these are just like additional types of insurance people can buy. For example, in certain countries, you can buy earthquake, flood, volcano, fire insurance. So just tell me, what does insurance protect against? And then for the last question, will you want or need insurance for your business idea? For example, if your business idea requires the use of a vehicle, then you would need to purchase vehicle insurance since you can't drive legally without it. If your business insurance or business idea requires insurance, just tell me what type of insurance you'd want to buy in the space below. For my business, lawn care would need to have vehicle insurance, and I'm going to go with business liability insurance so I can be protected against bodily injury. Say if someone sticks their hand in a lawnmower blade, the hand gets amputated, my business gets protected against getting sued because I have business liability insurance. And that's the type of injury that could happen in a lawn care business. So it's that guy's own fault, not the business's, for sticking his hand underneath that lawnmower. I don't know why you would do that, but just don't do that, please. So if you're doing arts and crafts, you might not need insurance. But say, like, if you have a building, you will want property insurance. You will want theft insurance so you can get paid if people break into your place of work. All right, so the purpose of this lesson is not to teach you all the individual laws associated with small business ownership, because that would take years. I've been a human for 36 years. I don't know every type of law that exists that applies to me. You know, the big ones: don't kill, don't murder. Well, don't kill and don't murder, those are the same thing. But don't steal, don't cause anyone harm. Those are the ones we just have to follow. I just want to introduce you guys to the importance of things like intellectual property, taxes, insurance, and some basic laws associated with e-commerce. So here's today's goal. Here are the success criteria. If you've achieved the success criteria for today, just put an X in this column and give yourself a mark out of 4. All right. So that's it for today's lesson. It may be new to a lot of people because business law isn't the most exciting concept to talk about, but I try to make this as accessible and relevant to you guys as I could. All right, everyone, that concludes today's lesson, and I hope you have a great day. See you online, folks. Bye.